just so we're going to gather here and take a moment. Like, you can open your arms if that feels good, or if it's on your heart tonight, or if it's on your belly, or one here. Like, just open yourself up to a moment of healing. You know, on Saturday, my sister-in-law, Michelle, came over, and I don't believe either of you have ever met Michelle. But she is a, a psychic medium, but also a Reiki practitioner. And one of my friends gave us this body process, and it's another energy work. It's called Access Consciousness bars. You run your bars, and I feel like there's so many different ways to heal energy, but it was specifically for immunity. All right. And so as we sit here with our bodies, I want you to think of your body as this infinite being, okay? And that it is capable of doing amazing things, also very destructive things, but it's amazingly capable of healing. And so we're going to visualize from the sacral chakra area. All right. Hey, Jen, welcome. Just almost like a pump, so that it's pumping down and it's pumping up, all right? And that your body has the capability, the cells, the tissues, just to heal. So we're going to bring in the sun element, Surya, the warmth, the vitamin D, the water element, that fluidity, that clarity, that crisp, the ability to just move and shift always. The earth, the foundation, everything that your body assimilates. Fire, creation, ultimate creation. And then the air that you breathe it into the lungs. Now, if your arms are out like mine are starting to get tired. So I'm going to actually bring them into the heart. But I still want you to take a moment and visualize it's almost just like this siphon, this pump, right, from your sacral area, and it pumps down out through your feet and up out through the crown of your head. Clearing out any patterns, any judgments, any sorrows that just don't serve you any longer, and holding a space for what needs to happen in these moments. You have the strength and the energy. The trillions, the 42 trillion cells that you have, maybe more, just clearing energetically. Tuning in to the infinite being that you are. You have the capacity to do anything that you put your mind and belief to. So our hands are going to come out in front. We're going to bring a fist, thumbs come together. And what we're going to do is we're going to visualize, like women have like an arc line kind of from nipple to nipple area, and then shoulder to shoulder. Men and women do this area. So it's like, again, that arc line, we're going to kind of visualize it clearing. So we're going to inhale up and down. Now I'm on my knees. If that is too uncomfortable for you, just sit easy pose, right? You can still do the same thing. And I want you to bring awareness to your breath. How are you breathing right now? And we're going to, do a little bit of that pranic breath where you would inhale up and then, right? Like a pump, right? Just like you were kind of visualizing your body being at your own pace, okay? So if you need to go slower than I'm going, please slow down. I'm going to go 10, 9, 2, and then 1. Bring it down. This next time, hold it up. Suck up through the bum, up through Mula Bandha. Hold the breath if you can. And then we're going to come down on all fours. Right. Nice and slowly. Just tuck your right foot back behind you, legs straight. Stretch it out. Get some, blood circulation, bringing all those elements, the water, right? All all of it in through that leg. Same thing on the other side, tuck the toe under, push back through the heel, stretch out the left side, or right if that's the one that you're on. We're going to sit our heels back all the way. We're going to do modified down dog. So our arms are activated and our fingertips are spread nice and wide. And you're pushing down into the palms. Your inner elbows are rolling inward and the shoulders are coming back behind you. The crown of the head reaches down, like kind of like coming in between the hands. Sit bones back. Toes are tucked under, so you get that stretch in there. And we're gonna come forward, all right, just to this, it's like a plank position, but your knees are down. All right, and you're pausing here, and you're gonna suck in through the bum, mula bandha, the inner thighs are engaged. The crown of the head comes towards the front of the room. If you're feeling really strong tonight, lift the knees. If you're feeling kind of weak, in your strength, keep the knees down, right? And you might come up like I just did and then be like, ooh, yeah, let's bring them down for a moment. But it's always good to challenge a little bit. This cold months, right? It's not about losing weight, it's about enduring and strengthening. So we get this strength here. Bring the knees down, send the hips back, modify down dog. Breathe into the belly, into the rib cage, fill it up. Let that prana spread throughout the cellular body. We're gonna come on back onto all fours. You're gonna take your right arm out to the side, just look at the hand and then swoop it underneath. Look at your hand like a thread and needle and come down, twist it out. So find your twist. Maybe your head can reach the earth. If not, it can reach a block or a book or a pillow. Breathe into your shoulder. I release all that's not mine. I release all that's not mine. I heal with the earth. I speak and listen to my truth. Bring that hand down, the left hand, reach the right arm up. Look at the hand before, like bring it right up to the nose or the face and look into the palm. Just notice it, observe it. Always had tons of like creases. Do you have a lot of creases? Is it smooth? Do anything intersect? Do you see anything? Is there a letter? A connection? Maybe not, maybe nothing. Hand down. Opposite hand up. You're gonna bring it underneath like a thread and needle. Enjoy the twist, right? Come down through the shoulders. Use the breath. Release all the sorrows, the worries, the stress. You know, you're traveling up to Canada, you know, your daughter's doing gymnastics, like all these different things. You were running around, Leslie, looking for donuts and stuff, like all these things that we do, right? And then we can ground ourselves, right? Make sure that everything that we do is truly necessary, right? We truly want to do it. We're going to unravel and then our hands are going to come down. This time, let's tuck our toes under and send the hips back for a nice deep down dog, okay? So you might notice that you're stiff here, bend the knees, right? Move around. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Pedal the heels up and down and then just pause in this stationary posture, observing how you feel. Again, if you have to drop the knees, always do that. Otherwise, observe the fingertips wide, pushing down through the palms, sending the belly up into the navel, right? Hips up to the moon, heels down into the earth. So we connect to the foundation of the earth, the fluidity of the water in our body, the air that we breathe. You're going to step that left foot in between the palms of the hand, all right? This back knee is risen in the beginning. You're sinking, opening. Inner thighs draw towards one another, right? So you're not just pushing down out your pelvic floor. you have this base of support and you're elongated through the spine. Now drop the back knee, if you will. You have to put cushion underneath there, you can. Get into the front hip, breathe that hip. You're gonna take this left hand on top of the left leg here, and you're just gonna twist through, unraveling. Again, the inner thighs drawing towards one another, belly draws in, twisting. Eye release, hand comes down, right? Send the leg straight. Heel down, toes up. Maybe a bend in the knee if you have to. Sit bones back towards the rear. Feel the leg, right? You deserve every minute of this hour that you're giving yourself, right? You deserve every, and then some, right? So every little movement you make, really like, make it like, you know, this really beautiful kind of ceremonial thing. Like your body is just this amazing temple, right? And it's capable of so much, but we don't take any time. So just taking the time to nurture the movements, the little soft movements that we need, and we're going to bring it back. This time, the back foot's going to come down off at an angle. We're going to rise up into warrior one. Nice and slowly, nice and fluidly, all the way up to the moon. The palms are together over your head. The thumbs are interlaced to help keep the palms together. You can't really see. And then you're going to bend your elbows so your hands come to the rear of the neck, and you're going to breathe here. If that's too much, it might not come all the way down there, right? You might not have that range of motion. Wherever your range of motion is, be there. And if it's not low and you want to be up high, right? Tranquil Tuesdays. So find that perfect posture for you in this moment. But I want your head to rest into the hands and then your heart to open to the moon, the rib cage to open to the moon, pushing down through the feet. Beautiful. And then we're going to rise up and then just open right into warrior two. So beautiful. Knee over the ankle. I'm going to widen my stance a little bit and spread from the heart and just think again. So we have this like that pump from that sacral area up to this head and down through the earth, right? And then from the heart radiating as well. So again, you're this infinite being. You're not just contained in this body, right? We have 10 bodies. And you kind of think about how, you know, you can move through those bodies, right? Sometimes you might get stuck, like our physical body, right? And then our spiritual body. Now we rotated back. Now this time we're gonna come forward. The forearm comes to the front and we're just gonna come to the side. We're gonna breathe. And then we're gonna surrender all the way to the earth. We're gonna drop the back knee, right? And the other one comes back. All right, and you're going to come down into high, like low plank position. Come all the way to your belly. Come up into that low cobra. Right, really activating that tail. So the tail, right, your dragon tail, your snake tail. Squeeze the glutes, right? It helps protect that lower back. Bring it back down. Pause. Feel your breath. Notice how it feels to breathe with your chest down. Right? A little more difficult. It takes your lungs to adjust differently than if you were standing. All right, toes tuck under, and you're going to send it back into downward dog. Pause here. If this is too much, keep your knees down. Otherwise, use this time. Again, pumping that clean prana through the body, from the sacral area down through the feet. You know, it can also go through that central location as well, but just feel the clarity, the connection. Now you're going to look in between your hands and you're going to step that right foot in between the hands. And the back knee's lifted and you get into the hips, right? Pausing here. Really, again, taking the time for your body, getting down through the back knee now, kind of sinking into that lunge a little bit, but keeping those inner thighs engaged, right? Belly. And then we're going to shift it back, heel down, legs straight. Walk your hands back by your hips, but keep your hips hovering, right? You don't want to like sit back all the way down, but hovering, beautiful. Gaze down at your toe. I am strong. I am magnificent. We're going to bring it forward. All right, this back foot turns off at an angle, and then we rise up into that warrior one. So warrior one stance. All right, the arms come up, the palms come together, the thumbs interlace, you bend the palms, right? Or you bend the elbows and the palms come to the rear of the head. Let the head rest, right? Open the thoracic spine. Root through the feet, inner thighs engaged, lower belly draws in, right? You're all connected. And then the arms rise up. You're gonna see my backside for a moment, warrior two. So the arms stretch far. Squeeze your fingertips together and really activate Vata, right? So you activate, not activate Vata, but you pacify it that way, right? Now when you open it, your energy kind of spurts a little bit more. Open your fingertips and see how it feels and just notice the difference. And then squeeze the fingertips. What feels better tonight? Do that. Revolve it up to the moon. Bend the front knee. Reach back. Open that whole right side. And then we're going to come down onto the right leg. Right? And then the arm comes in that diagonal line. Beautiful. So breathing. And then I just want you to surrender just all the way to the earth. That foot comes back. You're in a high plank position for a moment, and we're going to pause here in this high plank. Drop the knees if you have to. We gain our strength, our peace. And then we're going to go all the way down. I'm going to move the camera down, go all the way down to the earth. So try to go slow, slow, slow if you can, belly down. Right, feet, tops of the feet flat, low cobra. Maybe you go a little bit higher. Breathe, squeeze the glutes, engage, lower belly draws in. Do not sink through the shoulders, roll them back away from those ears. And then we're gonna come down onto our bellies and just pause. Bring your arms where they're comfortable, whether that's next to your hips or under your head like a pillow, where mine is. I want you to rest here in this space. I want you to notice how your belly feels moving in and out, down to the earth. How the back feels rising up to the moon. And I just want you to take a moment, okay? And I had it written down somewhere. Hopefully I can remember it. But just take a moment and think to yourself, what would happen if you didn't do anything for anyone today? All right, and I know you have kids and I know you have people that you care about, but just what would happen if you didn't do something for somebody today? And you know what, maybe tomorrow, maybe wake up tomorrow and try it out, right? I want you to do that. We, especially as women and mothers and have animals or whatever, just women in general are nurturers, just even if you don't even you've never even bared your own child. This is kind of how they are. So try nurturing yourself. See what happens. Like you think maybe they won't suffice or they won't get through it or buy it. Again, if it's a little kid that can't take care of themselves or an elderly person, of course you don't want to leave them there. But somebody that you know that has the capacity, just wake up. What would happen? Okay. I'm sure they would figure out what to do, right? You don't have to always be that person. So think wisely, right? We don't always give ourselves the time. So I'm going to make you do it here in this yoga class tonight. Just take a moment, a few more moments. Sometimes you can write it down too, but we're laying on our bellies and I wasn't prepared to tell you to bring a paper or pen or anything, but you can always do that, which is what would happen if you didn't do something for somebody? Would they be okay? I'm sure they would. So take it easy on yourself. Know when it's your time to do what you need to do, right? Move your head to the other side and just rest there. Just that simple space. Taking time back for yourself, right? So bend your knees. Now, you might be able to grab your feet like so. If you can, great. If you can't, you can always reach them towards you and just interlace the palms right together, and you still have that effect. Because I want you to fly, all right? So we think about that sacral area where we began, right? Cleaning and pumping the body, right? So the lymphatic system clears, the cells clear, but I want you to fly. So finding that flight for yourself, it might be a little difficult, your breath might change, right? But finding that without clenching your jaw or your face, lifting a little bit higher, and then we're gonna bring it down. Hands come underneath. Right, we're gonna lift it up, high plank. You might need to drop your knees, keep them down, otherwise lift them up. So we find our strength in our weaknesses, right? Part of our strength is acknowledging when we need support, when we need help. You know, I'm not used to being vulnerable, and this whole process of cancer for me puts me in a very vulnerable space, right? And so, like, we've all been vulnerable before, right? And I think that being vulnerable helps you learn lots of things, but being vulnerable to other people helps them too in certain ways. So vulnerability is always a good thing. But like I always spend a lot of time with energy, right? So clearing, protecting. And so chemo kind of comes in. We're going to go back into the high plank. And it kind of brings like a hole in the ozone layer, I guess, is what my sister-in-law kind of used as an example. And so I feel very vulnerable. I almost feel like I'm open and we're able to be like almost like spiritually attacked, or I feel just very, very vulnerable. Almost like I was like we're gonna go back into the high plank. What we're doing right now is high plank to down dog, if I hadn't said that. So we're just kind of moving and shifting high plank to down dog. But I looked at a picture of myself, right, a couple of days ago, and it reminded me of a moment when I was like 13, another moment in my life where I was like standing the same way. And I don't know why it brought me back there, probably because of the vulnerability I'm at in my life. So I'm healing. So spending a lot of time healing and observing. So just like when you notice those things, they're there for you to like process. So high plank now, hold, knees drop. And we're gonna go right into baby pose. So send your hips back to the heels and walk your hands back to your feet. Lift the palms up to the moon and rest your head. So I want you to just take a moment of something that you just want to kind of shed or bring to light for yourself, that we, you know, all of us kind of even said when we first came on, we had a rough week. So something that you want to just kind of shed or bring to light, but facing the shadow, right? We face the shadow, we go inward, and we cause shifts. And we go back to ultimately, like, what makes your heart pitter patter, right? That's really what should drive you day to day. So we connect with our belly, and we connect with our heart, and we let the peace of the moon rest in our hands. Take a nice inhale in and a nice sighing breath out. And then smile, a big smile. Like even if it feels like you're faking it,
And I want you to think about something you're just really proud of, all right? Like, even if it's like what you accomplished today, just like showing up for this class, like just any little thing, anything that makes your heart happy. Bring it in. Like a lemon warming neck pillowy thing that wraps around your cozy shoulders when you're feeling the fridge. Whatever that is that brings you sunshine, bring it into the heart. And again, it doesn't have to be anything major. It could be like a piece of chocolate, your dog, cozy slippers, cozy blanket. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly rise our torso. And we're gonna come right into camel pose. So onto the knees, and pause. We're gonna take our hands like our fists. We're gonna bring them right into this lower back area. We're gonna squeeze our glutes, right? Really have a nice base of support, and we lift it's almost like the heart is on a string, right? You lift the heart up, squeeze open. It's a nice, beautiful camel pose. Now, if it's too much with your head back, ladies and gentlemen, you can like just hover your head, right? Otherwise, it's an extension of the spine, but you should be able to breathe and actually talk. So if you're back here, it's too, like, that's too far for me, right? It's not good, it's too strenuous on the neck. So you'll find that connection, right? This time, tuck your toes under, right? You can't see my toes right now, but you're gonna sit back on your feet with your toes tucked under, all right? So you take this moment here and connect in through the pelvis and draw up through the root block, right? The mula band. Now you're going to take your hands behind your back, come off those toes because that might be a little painful. You're going to bring your arms over, rabbit pose. So surrendering all that doesn't serve you out of the shoulders, out of the heart, out of the crown. Arms come down. We go back into that like baby pose where the hands just rest, forehead, third eye to Mother Earth. We're gonna rise up. We're gonna come right onto our hips. We're gonna open up like a nice wide V. We're gonna pour our hearts forward. Open, bring it in forward. And I want you to just, take a moment. We're going to breathe Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. So as you release, you're going into the hips. Om Mani Padme Hum. With compassion. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. You might find that over time, you can go a little bit deeper. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Move over to the right side. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Now rise the top one up, and you're going to reach. So you're going to keep this one connected to the long leg and just reach back softly. Om Mani Padme Hum. Then you're going to bring your hand to the crown of your head. Om Mani Padme, and we're going to switch to the other side so both arms come down. Om Mani Padme Hum. Breathe in. Don't forget to breathe. So we chant the mantras, but we still breathe, and you let everything melt. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. And then this one reaches up all the way back to the moon a little bit, up and away. Om Mani, as this one stays connected down. Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Touch the crown of the head. Om Mani Padme Hum. And then softly come down to the other side. Om Mani Padme Hum. We're going to bring your hands back, fingertips face the front, your feet come in. You're going to do this like reverse tabletop. You're going to lift up, think of your belly coming all the way to the moon. Surrendering. Let your jaw melt. Hips come down. Bring your legs into easy pose, but your non-dominant leg up front. So if your left one's always coming out, bring your right. You're going to spin into your hips. You're going to feel, like, use your body weight, okay, as the force to move and stretch, right? Nothing more than that, right? Let your intuition guide you. And pump that lymphatic system too. And then we're going to go the other way. 3 more times. Last time we swirl it around. And then the torso pauses. You draw up through the root box. Your spine is tall, right? But the jaw drops. Breathe into the back of the neck. And then look up to the moon nice and slowly. And the head and the jaw, we turn to one side. We turn to the other side. And then what I want you to do is use your head as a weight, okay? So never crank the neck. The neck does not go into a spiral. But use that head softly as a weight to open and free. Om Mani Padme. And then we're going to pause. You're going to pump this arm around in like the spiral. Doesn't matter what side. Right? 4, I think that was 4. We're going to go with 4, 5, all the way to 8, 6, 7. Right, we swim through that. 8. Then we're going to bring this one down. And then we swirl. 1, back, 2, swirl, right? Really rise up out of that dark, right? What like being like our human existence is. It's like riding those yin and yangs, waves, right? I think I'm over again with this one, so we'll go 1, and then this swirl this last time. And then we'll bring your hands onto your shins. We're going to inhale up, down, rise up. Up. Vibration, lift it up. coming back, circle for a moment, and then rise up, drop into your breath. All right, drop that. Now we're gonna go left shoulder up, right shoulder up, left, up, right, up. Clearing out any of the emotional kind of debris that doesn't serve us, right? Because there's always gonna be more that kind of creeps up, right? And we're gonna rise up and just drop it. Head comes to one side, help it, right? When the head comes up, we're gonna go the other way. You can help it. You don't need to help it, like that's okay. Get a little extra oomph. Drawing and extending. Make sure you're elongating through that spine and you're not just compressing this neck here. Head comes up. We're gonna pause right here. Hands on your knees, close your eyes. Notice how you feel. I want you to take your paws here. You're just going to spin over your head. Slow motion almost, just when you're cleansing your body, your spirit, your soul, right? So you connect with all 10 bodies, right? So if you ever like kind of feel disconnected, right? You can just step outside of yourself, disassociation, right? I almost feel like you kind of connect with your negative body out of the physical body, right? So we kind of clear and connect. And so we move our arms, it's almost like figure 8, right? That infinity symbol. So we swirl it. I'm going to swirl it for just a moment. So we're going to get into our hips. Swirl it kind of faster. I am clear, I am light, I am love, I am protected, I am grounded, I am supported by Mother Earth, I am supported by all that it is that I need to feel supported. So we're going to come down, bring your hands right to your heart. Just pausing here. Right, I want you to feel your heartbeat. Take a moment and notice it. Right, now notice the breath that's moving through the lungs and through in every single cell of your body. And how we can close things off, right? Like you can really kind of like focus on a region of your body. But what I want you to do is breathe into every cell of your body here. Expands in all directions, right? And then we exhale, we draw in, everything kind of draws inwards, squeezes. You're this like infinite like being, again, not within just this body, right? We move it out. Big breath, right? And then bring it in. All right, pausing here. I want you to bring your focus back in the beginning of class, right into that sacral area with that pump kind of spurting out the top and the pump coming out the bottom. And you're just this infinite clearing energetic pump, right? So the sun element, vitamin D, all the nutrients come from above, down through the minerals from the earth, and water all swirls around. Let the pressure out of the jaw go, out of the heart, out of the head. We're going to open the legs, right? What we're going to do is you're going to come down onto your back, bring your knees in, give a nice like squeeze, right? Rock a little back and forth. Let the head come down and the feet can rise up to the sky. Let the blood flow to the belly, to the womb, right into that sacral area where, you know, we've been like kind of centering that pumping from throughout class to self-heal ourselves. This is the other thing. If you're not one that can like feel it, see it, just say it. It's like the power of your intention is more powerful than anything in this world, really. So all you have to do is just say it. Believing it makes it even better. Open your legs like a V. Hold the outside if you have to. Bend the knees. Hug it in real tight. Rock it back and forth. Take a twist if you need to. We're twirling and unraveling, right? So if you want to take it really deep, you can cross the legs, right? Otherwise, stack them, open the heart to the moon, let the lunar energy come in. Know that you are worthy just as you are. Bring your knees over to that other side. Restoring that vital energy that you are. So really just at this moment, just a gratitude for the time you've given yourself. The magic that you've ignited within your own body just by participating, showing up for self-care. Self-care is so key. We need to recharge our batteries, right? Keep our auras clear. And these are the things that do it, right? Knees come back in. What you're going to do is you're just going to curl up into Savasana. So you have your blanket, you have your socks, right? Whatever you have, curl up into Savasana, right? And that could even be like if it's cozier to be on your side, you can do that. Traditionally, we're on our backs, hands up, feet open on the confinements of your mat. But again, where are you in this moment? I want you to take these moments for yourself here. So curl into that blanket. If there's any final movement that I didn't get you into before you settle in, please do so. And again, with compassion, I want you to settle in. So Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Let the jaw melt. Let the eyes melt. Let your breath move in and out. You know, let the elements that met you in the beginning of class show their power again. those elements, the water, the sun, the air, the space. Melting into the foundation of the earth, knowing that you are the same elements as the earth, knowing that you are that same creative power. So you melt into that awareness, you melt into that truth. The infinite being that you are. The magnificent, the vulnerable, the powerful, the creative, the infinite being that you are. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. You can even inhale in while you lay there down on Mother Earth. Om Mani Padme Hum. Allow yourself to feel the vibration of your own voice, your own being. Inhale. Om Mani Padme Hum. Sometimes it squeaks, sometimes it sounds great, just in its own vulnerability, its own truth, where you are in this exact moment. Another inhale in. Om Mani Padme Hum. start bringing your awareness, again, you can stay down if you're at home, but if you're going to end your practice, you bring your awareness right back into that center of the being, the heart, where the compassion, that chant of compassion comes from. Om Mani Padme Hum. Right in the belly, right in the heart, right in your breath, right in your being. You can slowly move, bring your fingers, wiggle, wrists, roll. Turn your head from side to side, bring the knees in. Whatever you wish to find your way back up. Put your hands to the heart center. Just rubbing. We're gonna take a moment. If you're laying down or you're sitting up or wherever you are, we're gonna take Om Mani Padme Hum. We'll inhale in. Inhale in. Inhale in. Last inhale in, draw up through that root love. Om Mani Padme Hum. May you carry that compassion with you every day, every situation. Namaste, Ashe. Have a beautiful, restful sleep. And I will see you ladies back here again next Tuesday. I love you all. Peace.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love you all. Sweet
Thank
dreams.
you.
Lady.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.